Well, hello and welcome. My name is Brian Zach. I am a session drummer here in Nashville, Tennessee, session and touring drummer. And I'm here to show you today this wonderful little percussion instrument that is from Creative Percussion. My friends here at Creative Percussion, they make all sorts of really great percussion items that you can add to your drum set or your percussion rig, as it were. All sorts of shakers and stacks and cymbals and snare drums and doodads like this one. This particular instrument is called the head shaker. And appropriately named. It's got two heads that are sort of bonded together here with this rim, and on the inside there are these beads. I'm going to show you these here in a second. Let me take it off the hi-hat rod. So I don't know if you can see that. All right, and so the whole thing is actually right now it's on a separate item that is sold called the hi-hat rod extender. And the purpose of this is if you don't have enough room on your hi-hat stand, like I don't, I have my hi-hats set up high enough that there's not enough room on the hi-hat rod left to mount one of these percussion instruments. So Creative Percussion sells these hi-hat rod extenders separately, and all it does is just clamps right on to the top of your hi-hat rod, and now you have a extra long hi-hat rod to add and use these percussion instruments that clamp onto your hi-hat stand so that you can use the pedal like I was doing in my solo to get this sort of effect going. Now, what's cool is, you can experiment with different subdivisions. The solo I just performed, I was trying to implement this head shaker to create the 16th note subdivision. So I was just playing 1, 2, 3, just playing quarter notes on my hi-hat foot. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. And using these spring rebound clutches, as they're called. There's one on the top and there's one on the bottom. And you can adjust how tight or how little that you want, how much tension you want on the springs, so it gives you different the rate at which it bounces is different. So if less tension, it's going to have a slower bounce. So I just loosen the tension a bit on the top spring, and it's going to give like a different subdivision. So now I can play it slower. Or you can play it in triplets. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we go. There's another solo based upon the triplet subdivision using the Creative Percussion head shaker. It's a lot of fun to mess around with. It gets you kind of thinking outside the box, and it's really, really kind of handy for the practice room, just working on your independence and especially your left foot independence, really making you much more aware of your left foot and how it fits into the subdivisions of whatever you're playing. Having that extra having that sort of delay almost effect on your left foot creates a whole new awareness of your left foot, which is kind of a neat thing. Very challenging also to play. I'm going to try to play like just a groove, like a typical rock pop groove with it. So there you go. There's another playing example that's just less soloistic and just more groove-based, and it's a lot of fun to play. And you saw when I went to the ride cymbal there, I started playing eighth notes on the hat, and that's giving me the 16th notes here on the head shaker. So that's pretty cool. Almost like having a built-in percussionist with you in the band. Once again, it takes some experimenting with and just sort of getting used to having that on your left foot and just being aware of, making sure that you're aware that every note that you play with your hi-hat foot is going to create that sound also. So, it takes a little bit of getting used to, but again, I think that is a good thing because it just makes you aware of what you're playing all the more, and that's really cool. This is definitely inspiring me to play long drum solos with this sort of foot ostinato. I love doing that anyway, and so this has sort of given me another reason to explore those possibilities, creating these different foot ostinatos. If you don't know what an ostinato means just a repeating figure. So coming up with a repeating figure with your feet, and then, or at least with the left foot in this case, and then soloing over it with your hands and your kick drum over that ostinato. Man, I could just go for hours and just like explore all the possibilities with this head shaker. I think it's really, 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 really cool. I love this thing. Disclaimer, I do endorse Creative Percussion and their percussion products. So, do with that information what you will. But they know that I was going to make a video, but they don't know what I was going to say or what I was going to do or how I was going to demo out this product here. I just want to take it off the stand and show you exactly what it looks like when it comes all apart. So this is the actual head shaker part, and you see in there the beads. And so yeah, it's just two plastic heads with this center section here, and then it just goes right on the rod. You see here's the bottom spring, and that just clamps onto your hi-hat rod or the hi-hat rod extender as I have it set up here. I just put on the head shaker and then put on the top spring, and that goes on your hi-hat rod, and then you just adjust to whatever you take a guess here, and just you can make it. So right now it's kind of tight. Let's see if we make it really tight, what happens. I'm still just kind of exploring with this thing. So there you go. You can kind of use it as just sort of like almost like a Shakira sound, just a heavy, like a. The one thing you don't want to do is hit it with a drumstick, because it's not made for that. So do not hit this with a drumstick. I think you will probably ruin it almost instantly. You might be able to play it. No, that doesn't really work. So don't play it with a drumstick or your hand or something. I would imagine you would probably wreck it instantly. It's designed to be played with the hi-hat foot, Czech style, as it is attached to the hi-hat rod. So that's the primary purpose of it. And again, you just adjust to whatever subdivision, whatever tension that you want to create the subdivision that you are looking for. And basically, you're kind of relegated to 16ths and triplets. I mean, unless you got it really loose, and maybe it will do eighth notes. I don't know. No, not really. So yeah, there you go. It's the Creative Percussion head shaker. And my opinion is of this thing that I love it. I really do. I think it's really, it inspires me to play drum solos, new things in the practice room, and just kind of inspires my left foot to try different patterns and come up with different subdivisions using the rebound, as it were, the rebound clutch to adjust the tension on the clutch here and find some different subdivisions to use it, different tempos to play it at, and certainly it's certainly conducive to playing drum solos, but also it works well in a groove if you can set up the subdivision to work within whatever groove that it is that you're playing. So there you go. Tons of uses for it, and just a lot of fun to experiment with and groove your booty with. The Head Shaker by Creative Percussion. Thanks to them for providing me with this great head shaker. I'm going to be using it in the studio more and doing a lot more content with it and all of their other percussion instruments that I own. And I encourage you to check out Creative Percussion. I think, look at their website. I want to say creativepercussion.com. I didn't check that for sure, but if it's not right, I will fix it in the text below. But yeah, look up Creative Percussion online, and they have a whole website demoing and all their products and just showing off all their products. And so, yeah, that's it. Brian Zach signing off. And don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, guys. See you on the next one.